Hello everyone, you might have heard of bus lane fine entrapment because that's been in the news a couple of years ago, and it's actually happened to me now, and I can say it's definitely a scam how it's done in some places. So, as you know, bus lane basically is meant to be designed so you can have a bus going down one side of the road and then it's in a separate lane from cars so that the buses can move even if it's congested, which is fine, I have no problem with that. The issue is there's more and more places where they're putting little tiny bus lanes where the signs direct you into them, only to be turned out you'll get a fine for going into them, and that you're meant to see an even smaller sign somewhere else telling you not to go into it. So what I'll do is I'll show you the one I got caught on and then what the road actually looks like. So I was in Plymouth recently and then I got this in the post about a week later, which wasn't very nice, and it's saying that they're fining me for going to a bus lane. Now I have paid the fine simply because under a Freedom of Information Act appeal I looked up, they had in 1 year something like over 50,000 bus lane tickets issued and only 20 people won appeals out of that, so I knew my odds were impossible at winning it, so I just paid up because they start charging you more money the longer you take. So let's look at some figures and their evidence and see what we come up with. So this was the first evidence picture they sent me, and you can see it's very dark. This was at 6 AM as you can see at the bottom, and the weather was really bad. There was rain everywhere, and yeah, you wouldn't be able to see the signs very well. You wouldn't be able to see red paint for bus lanes. You can't see who is even driving the car. You can just about see my license plate, which I've blacked out. Now this is meant to be the really damning piece of evidence, but as you can see it's so dark, it's on like the infrared camera, no colour, you can't see that there's meant to be any bus lane markings there, and you can see how wet the roads are. So there was no chance I could have seen the signs or road easily, and I was just doing a sensible thing and driving carefully. So on the day I wasn't even aware I'd driven through it, but what I thought I'd do is look on Google Maps and see what it actually looks like. So you can see basically you come down the road, then there's one bit of bus lane for no reason, like a tripwire, and then you're meant to turn left and go up the side road and then back onto this road. But the main signs direct you down the road of the bus lane, but then you have to see a smaller sign before you get to the bus lane, which I've got a picture of here, to know that you're going onto a bus lane. Remember, as I said, when I went down here it was very dark and wet, so I couldn't even see the pavement because it was underwater. And the most stupid thing about this is, even if you realise that you were driving onto a bus lane and reversed out, they'd still do you for just entering a tiny bit of the red part. There's not even a grace period. So by that point you might as well just drive down and not cause a problem. So even if, again, you're driving late at night, you didn't see the signs because they weren't illuminated properly and they were small, you're still screwed from driving onto it. And then after all this, apparently the council has the audacity to cry about it, saying that all these fines they've been issuing make them look bad, when really it's not that bad at all and it's because you're a bad driver for straying into it. The best bit is that they're saying that they've apparently reinvested all the millions they're making from these bus lane fines into the roads around the area, but I can tell you from when I was driving around and there's so many potholes and everything, that's blatantly not true. So what you've got here is councils that aren't getting enough money from the government, so they've come up with a great scheme to make money, which is to paint little bus lane bits on normal roads, direct you down them, put a smaller sign they can legally get away with to stop you driving onto them, saying you've had your warning, then fining you the second you go over it and didn't see the little, second sign when the big sign's already said go down this road. So that's, the latest thing our bad government and councils are doing to make money from the average person in sneak taxes, and I'm not very happy about it.